Welcome everyone to this CashFX North America presentation. Very happy to be here with you. My name is John Kinnear, and I'll be presenting for the next, maybe 15, maybe 20 minutes. This is a fairly short presentation, but we're going to pack an awful lot into it. Now, if you're here as a guest, a very special welcome to you. Of course, welcome to all of our returning members as well. One of the things that you're going to learn about in the next 15 or 20 minutes is if you have never before began participating in the global Forex marketplace, you're going to have an opportunity to learn a little bit about what that marketplace is and how it can benefit you, not only in the coming days, weeks, but months and years as well. There are a lot of people around the world that do participate in the Forex marketplace, and there's several reasons for them doing so, but there are just as many people that are fearful of doing so, and that's because they consider it a scary place or perhaps something that's a little bit overwhelming for them. Well, I'm very happy to finally be able to make you aware of a platform that you can utilize in as simple as you would sending an email to a friend. This has been a long time coming. It's been months in development, and it's finally here in what we call an official pre-launch. So before we dive into how simple this platform is to use and how you'll benefit from it, let's just give you a really short crash course in Forex itself. Forex, of course, is an abbreviation for foreign exchange. So what we're talking about is the largest, most liquid financial market in the world. If you ever wired money from one country to another, you have participated in the Forex market. If you've ever transferred some of your own domestic currency for another because you're going on vacation, you've participated in the Forex market. When manufacturers buy components from other countries, and then they send their currency, or rather exchange their currency for the domestic currency of the company doing the building for them, they're participating in the Forex market. Banks do it, central banks do it, governments do it, companies do it. It is absolutely massive. Now, one of the reasons, of course, that the average individual doesn't necessarily participate successfully in Forex is it can be a little bit daunting to begin with. But I'm here to tell you that all of that is going to change, and this is something that you can begin benefiting from immediately after this call. So let's talk a little bit more about the market itself. First of all, it is historically proven recession-proof. There's a lot of murmuring going on depending on where you live in the world. Of course, for those of us in North America, we're hearing that we're about due for another financial challenge. We know that the last one, of course, was towards the tail end of 2008, when we had the global housing crisis that didn't just affect the US and Canada and North American countries, but really spread all around the world. Well, it's predicted that the next financial challenge that we have will be global and will affect even more countries even more aggressively. One of the things you need to understand is this. The Forex market is recession proof, and there's a few reasons for that. One of them is simply as Forex itself is simply the buying and selling of fiat money or currencies. So when one currency is running strong, the other is running weak, and there's always this give and take happening. So this really creates a lot of stability and a lot of security in the global Forex market. Also, there's a great deal of flexibility when it comes to risk management. You can leverage yourself. It doesn't matter whether you're a big player like a corporation or an individual simply doing this from your smartphone, you can leverage yourself. And then this is a 24-hour-a-day, 5-day-per-week market. If you have a little bit of crypto experience, it's a little bit different than the crypto, which is, of course, a 7-day-per-week market. So the cityscape that you're looking in front of you right now is Panama City, Panama, and this beautiful center is actually where CashFX corporately is registered. The other thing you need to understand is that there are partner brokers, very highly qualified partner brokers that CashFX is working with, and you can see some of the regulatory authorities standards that are being met from those partner brokers in the bottom of the slide. So really what I want to talk about is the mission of the company. And it's the global mission that I'm so impressed with. And it's this idea of bringing what can be a very complex opportunity to individuals that just perhaps don't have the time or the inclination to spend hours and hours learning about Forex. Why should those individuals be left out of the opportunity? Well, now with CashFX, they aren't. So the mission really is to simplify this whole process and make it very easy to participate and make Forex gains on a daily, weekly, monthly, and annual basis. Most importantly is the values of CashFX. So because much of this is going to be automated, it's work you do not have to do for yourself, transparency is key. One of the first things people are going to ask when they don't have to do the work is, well, how do I know that the work is being done correctly? Well, that's going to be a very easy thing for you to ascertain in this case, because when the company goes live, you'll actually have an application you can download right to your phone and be basically a window right into the trading activity. So not only can you look anytime you want to, but maybe you're sitting down and having a coffee with a friend, and you can pop your phone open up an app and show them exactly what's happening with your trading results on a daily basis as well. So let's talk a little bit about how they do what they do, because what they do has been nothing short of remarkable. But again, I need to repeat, this has been months in development. This is not something that was quickly thrown together, and it's not something that's inexpensive to throw together. A great deal of time and energy has been assembled, putting a professional trading team together, having code written so that software can do some of the heavy lifting for the trade, and more than that, even doing programming for AI. If you're unfamiliar with the term AI, very simply, that's artificial intelligence. And you may or may not know, but AI is starting to surface more and more and more in the trading world. Large financial companies like JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs have been using AIs for trading for a great deal of time now. And really what's happening with the professional traders is they're watching and they're managing those AIs, but they can perform so many more transactions so seamlessly and quickly. It's very, very difficult now for live professional traders to keep up with the proficiency of AI. What's interesting with CashFX is they're actually using all three of these. The software I referred to is called EA, and you can see that written on the slide in front of you. EA is a terminology, or rather an abbreviation for expert advisor. And it simply is a title for a piece of software that can be written. And in this case, it was actually written by our own live professional traders. So who else to manage an EA but the people that actually wrote it? So those are the three techniques, the AI, the EA, and the professional traders themselves, that CashFX is using to create the remarkable results. And we'll talk about the results in just a moment. But also I want to mention that we talked about transparency as one of the core values of the company. Well, these are some of the tools that are being built for you to take full advantage of that transparency, whether it's for your peace of mind or whether it's sharing this remarkable platform with others. So now we need to take a little bit of a break and talk about the Academy program, because the Academy program, I want you to consider of all the things that are happening, whether it's the professional traders or whether it's the tools to help you share what the professional traders are doing, right at the center of all of this, the nucleus really is what we call our Academy program. One of the things that's critically important in creating a legitimate, real, a legal business is to have a product of real value that one sells and ultimately gets paid on. And that is where the Academy falls into place. So this is broken down into three different series, and I'll show you what they are right now. The first is what we call an elemental series, and this is really broken down into 4 different segments. And this is your Forex crash course. Obviously, it's expanding on the things we talked about in that very first slide, but really giving you the lay of the land in Forex. Now, keep in mind, through this entire process and your entire involvement with CashFX, you're going to have the opportunity to learn these things and do them for yourself, or learn these things and have them done for you, or be a bad student and not even learn them at all. It's going to be entirely up to you. It's your business. But most importantly here is that this is broken down almost like an online university, and it's going to be very easy for you to go through and assimilate this information so you become really comfortable with the entire process. So this elemental series that we talked about a moment ago, I mentioned it's broken down into 4 segments. And here's the first of those 4 segments. This is what we call trade contracts. And so the way you get started very simply with CashFX is you select a trade contract. This is a trade contract that's best for you, and you can see, well, you see in a moment, there's 10 of them. Now, the Academy Pack, which we've just talked about, represents 30% of the value of the trade contract. So you can see here, Academy Pack 90, that's 30% of the trade contract value, which is $300. So $90 is that section of product that's earmarked for that part or that contract. Now you can see there's a balance remaining of that trade contract of $210. So $300 minus 90 leaves $210. That's the amount that will actually be traded on your behalf. You'll also notice there's leadership program points at the bottom. That's part of every single trade contract the CashFX has, and you'll learn more about that in just a moment. You'll notice again the $500 contract is 30% for the Academy Pack, 30% of $500, 30% of the 1K contract, $300, and likewise with the 2K contract. So the balance remaining that's being traded on your behalf, you can see right underneath. Now with the Supreme series, this is moving into more advanced and not only more advanced principles in the Forex, but also the actual how-tos. So this is going to lay out how to do what people do successfully in Forex. And then when we get into that final series, there'll be some very interesting things that one learns, but also some bonuses that are part of those Academy packs. So in this intermediate series we call the Supreme series, you'll notice exactly the same thing. 30% of the value of the contract is earmarked towards the Academy pack. The balance is being traded on your behalf, and there's leadership points that are attached to each and every one of these trade contracts. And then lastly, the Advanced Professional Series, this is really where you're going to start to understand how traders separate themselves from the average stay-at-home trader, how the professionals really make that leap forward, understanding the psychology of trading. And that really plays a key role in one's ability to succeed long-term. Well, what's really impressive about these Academy packs is as you eventually move into them, is you'll also have the ability to speak with live professional traders that walk you through portions of this curriculum to really add 3 dimensions and help you master this. But ultimately, let's talk about how these contracts benefit you, not only when you use them, but when you share them with others. And that's going to manifest itself in what we call bear capital and bull capital. So bear capital happens simply through passive participation. It's the automation of having that trading done on your behalf. Now, every single trade contract that we showed you had a value, 300, 500, 1,000, 2,000, and beyond. So you have the capacity through your bear capital, your bear gains, to earn 2 times the value of any of those contracts. And likewise with your bull capital, you actually have the ability to earn an additional 2 times the value in bull capital for a total of up to 4 times the value of any contract. For example, if we were to use the $500 contract that I just showed you, that would be a maximum of $2,000 gain. And then what would happen very simply, you would have an opportunity either during that process or towards the end of that process, you can take your profits and you can go home, or you can repurchase another $500 contract, or before you maximize any of those 2 bear or bull capital sections, that 200% or 2 times growth, you could choose to upgrade. So you could take a portion of your gains and spend the difference between a $500 contract and a $1,000 contract, and you move yourself up into a $1,000 contract. Why would you want to do that? Well, very simply, the bear capital and the bull capital affords you the ability to gain 2 times the value of the contract again. So instead of a $2,000 cap on a $500 contract, you now have a I'm getting ahead of myself, $400,000, a $4,000 maximum up to $4,000 on a 1K contract. As I mentioned before, there was leadership points attached to each one of these contracts. And you'll see very simply that those leadership points ultimately will accrue. And we'll talk about why they're doing that in just a moment. But most importantly, you need to understand this. That 30% that's earmarked for the Academy portion of every contract actually gets rolled out into the CashFX rewards plan 100%. The company retains none of that. So for example, in the 2K contract that you see positioned here, 30% would mean $600. And this is how that $600 is dispersed. It's dispersed into 2 bonuses, and we're going to show you a little bit more detail about those 2 bonuses right now. First of all, the Fast Start bonus that I just showed you is going to be earned every time you share this CashFX with someone else. And the Unilevel bonus will share a little more detail as well. And that's for everyone around you, your team, to benefit from. But before we dive into that, I want to share a little bit about the trade gains. We talked earlier about how the trading is being done with a combination of EAs, AIs, and live professionals. So that combination has been creating extraordinary results. We also talked about this wasn't thrown together last minute. This has been many, many months and lots of hard work and development. Now you'll see behind the clipboard a very large 15%. The reason that that 15% is there is because that's the maximum that you can gain in any 1-week period from trades. Now there's a very good reason they've created a 15% weekly cap. First of all, 15% is extraordinary for any week of trading, but there's a very good reason for the cap. And that cap is, in real professional trading, market conditions change from time to time. And this gives them an opportunity when they're having some very strong trading weeks to create what we call a bit of a rainy day fund to offset the weaker weeks. Sometimes market conditions change and you're not seeing these incredible returns on a weekly basis. And so that's the purpose for the 15% cap. Now, remember we talked about 2 times 200% gain your contract value in all of these different elements. We talked about bear capital and an additional 200% gain if you choose to share this in the bull capital. Well, your trading results contribute towards your 2 times in your contract value in the bear capital, okay? Now, back to the bonuses that you've already heard a little bit about, at least by name. The Fast Start bonus, as I mentioned earlier, comes as a sharing bonus. Any single time you share this with anyone, you're going to generate a Fast Start bonus. But this is what's really fantastic, I think, about the Fast Start bonus. First of all, there is no recurring auto ship type cost to the CashFX system. There's no $100 a month or $200 or $250 a month. You don't have to worry about that cost. Instead, what will happen is anytime that you renew a contract or you upgrade a contract, guess what happens? The person that recommended the platform to you earns an additional Fast Start bonus. So there's recurring earnings, even though there's no actual auto ship or recurring payment for the members to make. It's very, very powerful system. And likewise, if you choose to recommend to anyone, every single time they move up that contract ladder, guess what happens? You get paid again. And not only that, of course, remember when that Academy Pack gets paid out, it's not just in the Fast Start bonus that, of course, pays into your bull capital, but it's also this bonus. And this is something the whole team can benefit from, not just you, but your entire organization. This is a 1 to 10 unilevel. If you're unfamiliar with this concept of unilevel, it's very simple. Let me explain it to you. So anyone that you personally share this platform with would be represented on your level 1. And there's no limit to the number of people that you can share this with. If you share this with one person, well, you would now qualify for bull capital, and that one person would be sitting on your level 1. If they share with others, well, then they would start to occupy your level 2, 3, 4, and beyond as things start to grow organically. But you may choose to share this with 100 people. Well, all 100 of them are sitting on your level 1. And then as they share with others, you have many more lines of lineage that choose to grow organically. But you'll notice at the very end, level 11 to infinity. And remember those leadership ranks that we talked about, those leadership points, when you were looking at the contract values, well, all those leadership points begin to accumulate. And they actually can lead you all the way through to the end of that leadership ladder where you can earn on infinity, on all growth from any number of individual lines of lineage that you choose to start to build. This can be remarkable over time as friends share with friends who share with friends, which we're already seeing happen at an incredible pace considering that we haven't even officially launched yet. So this gives you that ability for that organic growth for you to capture 100% of it, okay? So let's talk a little bit about a bonus that's rather unique. This is called a forced matrix bonus. The reason that this bonus is unique is normally bonuses or rewards are shared, or rather reserved for individuals who choose to share the platform with other friends. In other words, they start doing some sharing or team building. And that's usually where the rewards plans kick in. Well, this is a rather unique bonus in that even if you come on board as a customer and you simply want to generate from bear profits, just trading gains alone, you can still earn from this bonus. It's a fantastic bonus. So I'm going to explain it to you right now. Here's the structure of the bonus. Now, this is a little bit different than a unilevel. This is what we call a forced matrix. And you'll notice on level 1, there is only room for 3 people. And likewise, on level 2, there's only room for 9 people. And on level 3, it grows by multiples of 3. There's only room for 27. So what will start to happen here is you'll start to have a situation where as soon as someone gets started with your recommendation, they automatically drop into your matrix. And often, because there's a fixed structure here, if you have a very active group that sponsored you into the platform, you may start to see people drop into your matrix from above as well. Well, what's really unique about this matrix and why everyone can profit from it, whether you're a customer or someone who's building CashFX, is because this matrix is financially funded by a withdrawal fee. It's a 20% withdrawal fee. Now, of course, if that went to the company, that would be outrageous. But what's fascinating here is 0% of that withdrawal fee is actually going to CashFX. And 100% of that withdrawal fee is actually going to all of us. So that bonus gets fed every single time customers and builders alike make a withdrawal. They choose to withdraw some of their gains from their back end. Boom, a 20% fee feeds this bonus. So this is something that will organically grow and grow and grow over time and could actually end up becoming a very substantial bonus for individuals that have never even shared this platform with anyone. So it's really quite remarkable. I get really excited when I think about the potential of this over time, and especially when I think about it for my friends who are just customers, who will never share FX with anyone, and they still will be able to benefit from this every single time anyone withdraws that's inside their matrix. Now, again, because this is for customers and builders alike, this matrix actually counts towards your bear capital, okay? That 200 times, or 200% rather, on your contract size in your bear. Okay, and last thing I want to discuss before we get to the leadership ranks is that there is also a matching bonus component to this force matrix. And you'll notice that on the far right-hand side of the slide, it shows all those little tiny seals that are representing all of the different contracts from $300 to $500, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, and all the way through to $30,000. The reason that this is here is very important. Not only can you get a matching bonus of anyone that you personally shared this with as they enter the matrix and start to get matrix gains. So the easiest way to think of it is this. Anyone that you earned a fast start bonus from, you're also going to get a matching bonus for the matrix from them as well. Okay? But if you take a look at each one of these colored bars, it says level 4, level 5, level 6, level 7. Why is this important? Well, all of your friends that are getting involved, whether they're getting involved to build or whether they're simply getting involved, automatic trading benefactor for from the customer side of things, they all now have a very legitimate motivator to move up in contract size rather than simply staying at the same contract over and over and over. And the reason is, you can see here, when they move up to larger contracts, not only do they have more capital that can be traded in the Forex market, giving them more Forex gains, but they also have the ability to earn deeper and deeper into the matrix. What does this mean for you? Very simply, if you had a number of friends that simply came on as customers and just wanted to benefit as customers, they still now have motivation to move to a 1K pack and then a 2K pack and then a 5K pack and a 10K pack from their gains. And that means fast start bonuses for you, ever increasing fast start bonuses for you, and increasing unilevel bonuses for you and the entire team that benefits from that customer. So it's a very, very exciting bonus. Now you can see here, obviously, because there's a team building component in the matching bonus side, this is affecting, of course, bear and bull, this force matrix bonus. So the last thing we said we were going to talk about was this, leadership ranks. Now, first thing you need to understand is this. Reaching that executive rank probably couldn't be much easier than that is. You can see simply by sharing this with 3 friends and having all of you together, accumulatively, your team, have a total of 7,000 in total group volume from their contract choices. And you saw some of those contracts, just one of them had 5,000 points or 10,000 points and beyond. So for your entire group to get to 7,000 points, obviously it's going to be something that's fairly easy for any of you who are sharing this to do. And then you'll see very organically and naturally, you grow from 7,000 to a total team of 25,000, and then a total team of 100,000, and so on and so forth. So this is going to be how you're going to unlock other bonuses. Do you remember that 20% withdrawal fee we talked about? Well, a very large portion of that withdrawal fee is actually going towards some very exciting prizes. I know many of you are going to be keen to see what those are going to be as you hit these leadership ranks. They're not going to be released. No secrets are going to be revealed until the official launch as part of the launch celebration, but you'll learn soon enough how you're going to benefit as you start to move through these bonuses. But this isn't the only way you benefit. There's also a matching bonus component to this leadership program as well. And of course, all of this comes from team building. And so as such, this is going to go towards your bull capital. So with that, I want to thank you very much for taking the time to tune in. I said we were going to keep it fairly short, under half an hour. But what I would encourage you to do right now, if you are here as a guest, and all of a sudden benefiting and participating in the Forex market seems like something you could actually do and you could benefit from, well, that feeling, that gut feeling you're having is absolutely correct. So what I'd love for you to do is take action on that and start benefiting right away. Reach out and contact the person that sent you this link, asked you to watch this presentation, and they'll show you how to move forward from here. Thanks very much for your time. Have a fantastic weekend.